have to do with anything. Paul is telling them, but now, meaning going forward, you yourselves are to put off all these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy language out of your mouth. So Paul goes over this list, but we see a different set of sins. Now, when we look towards these list of sins that are listed once again: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy language out of your mouth, these sins fall under the category of sins of speech. Just prior to this, when we seen in verse 5, Paul listing off fornication, uncleanness, passion, evil desire, and covetousness, those were sins of sexual attitude and behavior. So we see a difference. And this difference should highlight to us the importance of not only sexual sin, not only behavioral sin, but also sins of speech. Is to emphasize to us our need to be pure, not only in our sex life or in behavior, but also in our speech as followers of Christ. And of course, that's in love towards Christ that we seek to be pure. So Paul goes over those and he makes clear to the Colossians to put off all these. And also, I want to pay attention to, before we go forward, the phrase put off. And the reason why I want to pay attention to that is because later I will speak on that again. So keep that thought in mind. Verse 9: do not lie to one another, since you have put off the old man with his deeds. In continuation off of verse 8, Paul includes do not lie to one another. And again, this is a sin of speech, which we know to be lying. Now, why does Paul tell the Colossians to not lie to one another? Well, he makes it very clear: since you have put off the old man with his deeds. So lying is not of Christ. Of course, we know that because it's sin. And since it's sin, there's a bigger reason why we should not lie that's being emphasized in the text. And the way that we know this is because when we look at verse 9, we pay attention to the word choice. Paul says, do not lie to one another, which indicates to us one another primarily means a group, right? Or else Paul would have just said, do not lie, if he's speaking to just one person. But of course, he's writing to a church, which is in Colossae. And as he makes clear, do not lie to one another, it's making clear that there's a